We want to talk about experimental design here now. So in an experiment, you're going to have an independent variable and a dependent variable. The independent variable is called the explanatory variable. So you see explanatory here, you should think independent. So that's the variable that's controlled. The researcher has control over that variable. And then the dependent variable is called the response variable. So response means dependent. So this variable responds to changes in the independent variable or explanatory variable. Treatments here are values of the explanatory variable. And then the experimental units here are the objects or individuals that are measured. So let's look at an example. A sociologist wants to determine if a mentoring program will decrease teen crime rates. He will randomly select 200 at-risk teens and divides them into two groups of 100. And group 1 will participate in teen mentoring for 1 year, while group 2 will not. At the end of the year, the researcher will compare the number of crimes committed in the two groups. And we want to identify first the explanatory variable. So that's the independent variable. That's what the researcher has control over. And that is going to be whether or not the teens are in a mentoring program. So explanatory variable is whether or not they are mentored. And then what responds to the mentoring? Well, we hope that it's going to be the crime rates, teen crime rates here. She wants to see if that decreases teen crime rates, specifically the number of crimes committed. And that's going to be our response variable. So notice that our explanatory variable is categories. They're either in the mentored category or they're not. So that's a nominal or categorical variable. But the number of crimes committed, that's quantitative instead of qualitative. And it's going to be discrete, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's not going to be anything in a range. You can't commit 1.5 crimes. The treatments are, again, the values of the explanatory variables. So there's only two values here. They are either mentored or not mentored. Those are the values. Now, if you have a number, you can specify numerical values in there. But again, ours are categories. And then the experimental units, objects or individuals. So the experimental units that are going to be measured are the 200 at-risk teens.